Hey guys, it's time for another video game review, and this time we're gonna talk about Liza P DLC, which came out last month. Now, there's a few things I want to talk about. I want to talk about the release date, the difficulty, the chapters, the music, the weapons, the enemies and bosses, and this one thing that I was really not happy about. But starting with the release date, I can say that I am probably in the minority, but I am not a big fan of when they released the game. Two things. First, I think it was a marketing problem. I think releasing it right away after Elden Ring came out, and it was like 1 week after, man. That's insane. Like, I'm sorry, but I think this is bonkers because I think they probably could have sold a lot more copies if they released it, I don't know, maybe in this month or something like that, in July. Because Jesus, going up against a juggernaut like Elden Ring, it almost feels like, the release dates from Horizon Zero Dawn and Horizon Forbidden West. They also decided to release them against super juggernauts, and that game also probably could have performed a lot better. So I don't know. I found this very, very weird. Another thing why I was not a fan of the release date was, because I myself am a YouTuber. I do videos for YouTube. I mean, that's what a YouTuber is. And, I was still playing Elden Ring Night Rain, and the game just drops, and I'm like, what the hell, man? How the hell? I can't sleep now. How the hell can I haven't even finished Elden Ring Night Rain, and I have to play Liza P DLC, and it didn't work out, especially because I got stuck on the final boss from Elden Ring Night Rain for like 4 days. And everyone was already playing Liza P DLC, and I couldn't play it because I wanted to finish Elden Ring Night Rain first. So for a YouTuber, the release date was complete hell, man, because everyone was releasing Liza P videos, which was something I wanted to do and fast, but I simply couldn't do it because the games came out with just 1 week from a difference. And so yeah, I hope they don't do this ever again. But that's just my opinion. A lot of people seem to be happy with what they did, so I don't know, maybe I'm the one thinking wrong, but that's my opinion. Now, let's talk about the start of this game and the difficulty, because oh my god, of course I play this on the Legendary Stalker difficulty, which is the hardest one, and I started this run at level 66, and my god, if you're seeing this and you've never played a game, do not do that. Like, do not start the DLC at level 66. You're gonna get destroyed to oblivion. In fact, like, the most common simple enemy you will find will kill you in like 2 hits. I'm not exaggerating. 2 hits, you're gonna die. Even with the smallest, shittiest enemy there is. So I would recommend entering, I don't know, maybe around 80, 85, something like that to start the DLC. Do not go under that. It's a bad idea. I can also say that I finished the DLC at level 98, so very close to 100, and it was torture because Harlech, he knew the final boss, completely wiped the floor with me. And yeah, I again, do not start at such a very low level. The difficulty is bonkers. The enemies, the entire areas, the mini bosses, if you can call it that, they are every main boss. I don't think there was an easy boss in this game. Not even one. There wasn't a boss where I would just steamroll at all. Every boss gave me trouble, and most of the enemies were also pretty demanding. So yeah, the difficulty is insane, but I also think it's a bit my fault for entering the game at such a low level. Now, when it comes to chapters, there's 5 of them, and I can say that I really liked all of them. I have a clear favorite, like Jesus Christ. There's one chapter that is so above all the others that is crazy, but I'm not going to talk about it here because I probably will do a video, ranking the chapters. But there's one that I wasn't the biggest fan. I mean, it's not that the chapter isn't good. I just think it could have been better. I don't remember what is the chapter. I'm really sorry. I think it's the second one. I'm not sure though. It's the one where you fight the 2-headed overseer. Like, I just think that every place just looks like this empty room with nothing in it. Like, how can I say? There's nothing on the walls. There's nothing on the floor. They just put an enemy there, and then you go to another empty room, and then another empty room. And I don't know if the idea was to make it look, I don't know, claustrophobic or something. I don't know. But I don't know. That level was cool. I liked the maze aspect of it, and the enemies were also nice because there's a lot of, big enemies over there. to fight, and it was a challenging chapter also. But the thing is, like, when you go to the boss from that chapter, the two-headed overseer, like at the entrance of the boss fight, there's so much dead bodies on the floor, and I think it's chairs and tables broken, and I wanted more of that. I wanted that, around the chapter, the floor, the walls. I just wanted to see scary shit, to make us feel like, okay, this place is creepy as fuck. But everything was just so empty, man. I don't know. I don't know. I just wish that chapter was better in that department. But again, I am super happy with the chapters, and I think the size of the DLC is very good. A lot of people are complaining it's short. I think it's totally fine. So yeah, continuing. Let's go to the music, and this is probably one of the weakest things from the game. I'm not saying it's bad. The music is good, but compared to the main game, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Like, I have no problem saying I believe Liza P is a top 10 best soundtracks ever made in video games. That's my opinion. And I played a crazy amount of games. But the main game, man, there were so many moments where I played the main game and I was like, I fell in love with the music. So like at first try, man, I enter Victor Arena, I listened to the song one time and I was like, oh my god. I entered Simon Arena, I listened to the song one time and I was again, oh my god, this is so freaking good. But I did not felt that in any boss in the DLC. I mean, the only boss where I was like fighting him and I was listening the song and I was like, okay, this is good. It was the final boss. All the others, I never felt that, that thing where I was blown away by the song. But after finishing the game, I went to YouTube and I went to listen to the songs one by one, and they're pretty good, man. I was quite surprised that I didn't even notice some of them, especially like the two-headed overseer song is pretty nice. That gigantic boss, I don't remember his name, sorry, but that really crazy gigantic boss also has a very, very nice song. And so yeah, the soundtrack is good, except maybe Markiona. I think Markiona is quite disappointing, and she's the first boss, man. I don't know if that was a good idea to put such weak music for the first main boss. But overall, the soundtrack is good, just nowhere near the quality of the main game. Now let's talk about weapons, and this is probably the thing I should not be talking about because I'm not a big expert on weapons. And on the DLC, I don't know if I was unlucky or something, but I barely found any weapon. I found like maybe 3. I found this bow, which was really cool, very useful to take out some enemies that were from above throwing stuff at you. I found one called La Vendetta, which was a very useful weapon that I use at the final boss. I really, really enjoy that weapon. And I don't know, like I tried a few, just maybe one boss weapon yet. I still have to try all the others. I tried, the Wolverine lookalike claws, and they were cool. Nothing out of this world, but they were cool. And I also tried, the boss that you get, the weapon that you get at the end from the legendary Stalker, and it was also very nice. So the ones I tried, I really enjoyed, but surely there are a lot more than just 4 or 5 weapons. I don't know. I guess I was unlucky. I tried to find most things, but I don't know, man. Like, there's this moment in the zoo, by example, that you enter and you see a box, like a treasure box, right in front of you. And I couldn't find my way to get there, man. And this happened quite a lot in many places where I would see a treasure box and I could not find my way to get to them. So I believe there's probably a lot more weapons than the ones I found. But the ones I found were really good. I'm very happy. But again, I'm not the right person to talk about weapons. Moving on, we're talking about enemies and bosses now. And enemies, there's a mix of normal enemies that you already found in the main game, with completely new enemies. And I think this is absolutely normal. I mean, I was not expecting for them to do like 100% new enemies. That was never going to happen. But I'm happy with the returning enemies that they brought. And the new enemies, I think, are really, really cool. I think there's some really cool, like, I don't know, tiny little clowns or whatever they are on the circus area. It it was really cool. The fighting, that crazy mad clown from chapter 7. There's like him again, but a different version. It was really cool to see the parade master again. And the new enemies, like the big ones, there's so many of them. There's so many new enemies, and they're really tough and challenging. I really enjoyed fighting them a lot. Like, I'm very happy with the enemies. And when it comes to bosses, I'm over the moon with the bosses, man. I really think the bosses are spectacular in this game. I don't think there's a bad boss at all. Every of the 8 bosses have, some really cool things in them. And I don't know, I'm probably going to do a boss ranking, so I'm not going to elaborate much. But of course I have to at least talk about the final boss, because Arlecchino, Jesus Christ, man. They really crushed it. The final boss is phenomenal. Again, I will talk more about it when I do a boss ranking, but thank you so much to the creators of the final boss. You guys absolutely kill him. Arlecchino is top tier, world class, absolutely incredible final boss. Now let's finish this review by talking about the thing I did not like, and I'm gonna give a lot of examples on the video that you're gonna see right now, because the camera in this game was abysmal, like abysmal, absolutely abysmal. Like this is not just in one boss fight. Almost every boss in this game gave me camera problems. Like, Jesus Christ, I died an insane amount of times because I had no clue what was happening. Like, the camera would flip like crazy. Every time I would get close to a wall, the camera would just zoom like so in front of us, and I could not see what the hell was happening. Big examples were like the crocodile, oh my god, and then the Marchiona. If you choose to lock on to the puppet, which you shouldn't, but if you choose, like I did, like for like 2 hours or 3, you will not have any clue of what is happening. And I don't know, man, like even Veronique, even she, like, so many times she just pushed me against the wall and I could not see anything, and I just completely died, having no idea what was going on. So yeah, that's one thing that I really did not like about the DLC, but that's pretty much it. Overall, Liza P DLC is a triumph. It's absolutely incredible, fits so good into the main game. Like, there's one thing I haven't spoken here, it's the story, because again, same as the weapons, I don't think I'm the most indicated person to talk about the story. I love how the game finished. The ending is so beautiful and so sad at the same time, and I've already read a lot of things, of what happened to, to her, to the legendary stalker, and, to Romeo, and, Geppetto bringing, the nameless puppet to finish them. It's pretty crazy, and it's pretty sad, and I don't know, it's so freaking cool. I really wish I knew the entire story of the game, but I still didn't put time into it to watch like a full video, because there are videos explaining the story, but they are so big, because the story in this game, it's that huge, like there's so much going on, there's so much information that you caught around the by going through the levels. But I believe 100% that the story from this game is a masterpiece. It's what I hear everyone says, but again, I am not the indicated person to talk about it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for the makers of Liza P DLC. I cannot wait to see what they will do next. Apparently, they're going to do an open world game, and it's going to be probably around Alice in Wonderland. I think there's a potential Gotti in the future coming. And yeah, I cannot see what they do next. Again, thanks for this game. Absolutely incredible experience. And yeah, that's the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I see you guys on the next one. Stay well.